America, and welcome to Invent America, because America invents.
This episode of Invent America TV is brought to you by America's Inventor Lady and Home Talk USA. Home Talk is a proud member of the King's Broadcasting Network and has been bringing to you the best of America's home-based product innovation since 1998. This segment of Invent America TV is brought to you by the law offices of R.P. Baraska. RPB law offices have been bringing corporate-level legal expertise to the independent inventor community for more than 20 years. For all your inventing legal needs, trust rpblawoffices.com.
Well, my first guest is Angela. Angela is the inventor of Angela Kendall. All right, don't want to forget the last name here because somebody might have to go out and go looking for you, Angela. She is the inventor of Snap and Pack is what I've got down. Snap and Pack.
Yes.
And so you went to the trade show with us last year. You were the winner of the Innovation Award, and you were one of those. You had just a few prototypes to your name, but man, they were really great prototypes. You did a wonderful job. But you got a lot of feedback. So tell everybody, what is Snap and Pack?
Hey, thanks, Rita. The crazy thing is I got my prototypes about 12 hours before I boarded the plane to Vegas from China. So it was very stressful. You were a great help through all of it. So thank you very much. The Snap and Pack is the only modular storage system with customizable compartments. So basically you can make your own storage container, and it's patented. I have a utility patent on the Snap technology. So the ASD Market Week was just amazing as far as, feedback, things that as an inventor, you fall in love with your product. But I received so many great suggestions that I actually implemented into the product that I'm making now. So it was just vital. It was something I wouldn't have seen without going to ASD. So it was amazing.
When you go to the show and you're standing there, you're face to face with somebody, it's a different experience.
Yes. Because you love your product, but you're not sure how the public is going to perceive your product. So you're very nervous, but you have to be open. And I did have some very tough customers, so to speak. They asked me some very tough questions. Why do I need this product? Why did you think of this product? Who's going to buy this product? And I had a lot of great answers, but sometimes I learned from them, and you just have to be really open as the inventor to take this this advice that you're getting from people.
Well, you're exactly right. Some of those negative comments are very valuable, and I'll get an inventor that says, well, my mother loves it. It's like, your mother's not going to buy 10,000 of them. All right,
no.
And it's like, well, all my friends really like it. It's like, well, again, probably a little bit better audience, but unless you have some of those friends that are willing to, tear it apart, because a lot of times you learn stuff when somebody asks you tough questions.
Absolutely. And I made sure I had a little notebook, and every time someone would walk away, I would go and I would write down their feedback, because you're just so busy. It's like on to the next. So I made sure that I remembered everything, and I reflected on it when I got home, because you're just so busy when you're in the heat of Market Week. It's like your mind's all over the place. I can tell you one of the things that's so important is just having a working prototype. I think that I wouldn't have been as successful at the show without it, because people were able to feel it, play with it, see how, I had things on the table where they could make their own Snap and Packs and see how they would use it in their everyday life. And the prototype really made all of the difference to my success there, I feel.
So how long have you been working on this, Angela? From the time you say, I need one of these, and you can't find it, saying, maybe I'll make my own.
Rita, I'm embarrassed to say how long, but probably since 2010. My first sketches were at my desk. I actually have them still in 2010. But then, I got busy. I'm an entrepreneur. I built 2 successful businesses. I had more children. I was a homemaker. I got busy. I started a nonprofit. And then all of a sudden, every time I would go into a store, I would look for this. It was always on my mind. I was like, okay, I still have to do this. So in 2022, I put some time aside and I filed my patent. And 3 long years later, I got my patent, and it was just an amazing experience all the way through.
Well, congratulations. That's a milestone in and of itself. And then it's like,
Absolutely.
oh my God, the clock is ticking and you're 3 years into the life of your patent. It does not stop,
It
and
doesn't stop.
it gets more intense actually as you go through the next phases. So what is next for you?
I'm so excited. We open tooling. Um, So they're making it as we speak. We're getting the tooling. We're embossing. We're figuring out what we're going to emboss on the lids. I changed my logo. We made some changes to the product. At ASD, people were asking, how many of these can I stack in my fridge? How can I stack these in my pantry? And in that moment, I hadn't even thought about stacking it. So we actually made some changes to the product where now it's going to be stackable and snappable, which is very exciting. So we're hoping to launch by the end of the year our four-piece set. So it's just been super exciting. We're working on packaging. It's every day I'm in the heat of the snap and pack. I love it.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it is something you do every day. When I talk to somebody and they say, well, this happened or that happened. Hey, life happens to everybody. Get back on track and, start looking at what you need to get done. You, Even if it's just you read something, you look at something, you make a decision every day. If you are thinking about it all the time, you will get things done.
Absolutely. And I fall asleep listening to Shark Tank. I find that very helpful too. Just I'm
you,
always thinking about the deal.
you do know that it doesn't matter how expensive the suit is, the shark will still eat you, right?
Exactly. Yes. But I'm always trying to learn something every day. I'm just trying to have all the answers when people ask me things. And, I'm excited. It's looking like, I should be distributed into Target and Walmart and QVC. We're going to be on Amazon, of course. It's very exciting to see it go from a sketch 15 years ago to having like a tangible product with packaging and a brand. Like I'm really trying to create a brand here, not just one product.
So that's exciting. And so you learned a lot at the last trade show,
Absolutely.
all right, that to help take the next steps. So what's the next trade show you're going to go to?
I guess it's going to be with you again.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
guessing. I'm
I was
guessing I'm
hoping
going to
you would
make a
say that,
return
and I did not
appearance.
pay her to say that.
No, no, no. It was so great. It wasn't just that you had kind of done such a good job prepping us before and just giving us some tools before the show. I mean, I made the decision to come, weeks before. I didn't have a long time to prep for this, and I was all over the map. And it was just, we met so many great people too, other inventors. It was just really cool to meet people from all over the world who have the same mindset as you and are on the same path and journey as you, and you can learn from them. And I met some great friends. I keep in touch with them still, and we're
Good.
following each other on this journey. And it's just, I don't think you can do that anywhere else. So yeah, I'll
No.
definitely be back.
All right, wonderful. And we have got to wrap up this segment of Invent America. Stick with us, everybody, because we are going to be right back with another inventor.
This segment of Invent America TV is brought to you by SearchQuest Patent Search. SearchQuest provides for a comprehensive patent search that searches the entire world and not just the U.S. Patent Office. Make sure that before you spend those big bucks having a patent written, you've done your due diligence by getting a comprehensive patent search. Use searchquestpatents.com for all your patent search needs. They scour the world for you.
Thank you so much for being with us for this segment of Invent America. And as Michael had told you earlier, this is a tribute to our friend Mike Andol from Made in America store. If you want to support Mike Andol at this point and his legacy, madeinamericastore.com. Go take a look. Find something that you would enjoy. Ian, thank you so much for being with me today. I appreciate it. And you are the inventor of a really cool golf product. I mean, you've had lots of other things. We've known each other for a long, long time. But this one in particular, where Night Golf Fantasyland. So tell everybody, what is it, Ian, that you invented?
We invented a machine, actually multiple machines that have the ability to take glow-in-the-dark golf balls that are rechargeable and supercharge them in less than 90 seconds, which then allows them to actually stay glowing for 14 hours, which is pretty cool. And it's time and time and time again. There's no end life to them. As long as the ball is not torn to shreds, it will continue glowing through until it goes into the trash can. It'll still be glowing.
Shoot. So you've started manufacturing, you're getting your glow in the dark golf ball product out there. So the you're making the container. Tell everybody, what is it that you're making? The container that charges the balls?
Well, we actually have multiple products capability with what we invented and is patented. We have a multiple standalone containers that you just throw the balls in, close the lid, and magic happens, and then you open it up and you've got the glowing golf ball. And then we also have another 25 versions of a fully automated system where you dump the golf balls in, and as you wave your club in front of the device, it actually spits out a glowing golf ball, just like Top Golf and all the other ones that are out there. This one actually just gives you fully accelerated glowing golf balls.
That's so cool. So you've been to lots of trade shows, I know, because you've gone to some with me.
Yep.
What is the value of doing the face-to-face, shaking the hands, as opposed to online?
You get a feel for the actual person or the company when you're actually doing a face-to-face, whereas online, it's nothing. There's no interaction
Tell us
whatsoever.
what you really think, Ian.
Yeah, there's no interaction whatsoever. If you don't have somebody in front of you, you don't have an idea of if it actually piques their interest. Because, most companies, when they read something, they just read it and pass it on. Whereas if you're face to face with somebody, you show your enthusiasm, and depending upon how you present yourself, they become intrigued and want more information. So it's always better to have a face to face if you can.
In some ways, I think it makes the product seem more real when you're talking to the person who invented it, as opposed to seeing a picture of something. And it's like, okay, yeah, so what, but when they meet the person, when they shake their hand and they actually talk about the process and what they went through and how they came up with it, there's a lot of people out there that makes a huge difference for them.
Yeah, it does, because literally every time you can get a face-to-face with somebody, they get an understanding. And if you actually have either a good working prototype or an actual product that you can hand them and they can touch and feel, that touch and feel is indispensable. I mean, literally, without that, you literally can't get your concept and your ideas across to somebody. So having something tangible that they can touch and feel and look at is bar none the best thing you can do when you have a face-to-face.
Well, and we go to the professional trade shows. We want to talk to, the store owners, the buyers, the licensees, because now they're representing hundreds, if not thousands, of their own buyers. So you get more for your money. You get more feedback based on their representation.
Correct.
And I mean, they can go through while they're standing there talking to you, they're going through the numbers in their head. They already know, a ballpark of what they can make it for because they're already in the business. If they're a store owner, they know what they can sell it for. And if you say, well, here's, the price points, and they go, nope, that's not going to work. It gives you a chance as the inventor to go back to the drawing board and figure out what does work.
Right. Right. And in my case, I've been doing this for 20 years, so I can pretty much get a really good idea. I've had one or two misses out there, but predominantly I actually have two products out there that my return is 300%, which is insane, but the market has forced me to charge that much in order to compete against other products, which are unfortunately inferior than mine, but it is what it is. And, I'm not sure if they're in that same percentage of value in return, but I know that I've got it just because of the way that we manufacture it in-house.
So what types of shows have you been to? Have you been to any of the professional trade shows for golf?
I have. I've gone to two international. I've actually gone to a national, and then I've gone to two international trade shows for golf specifically. And it's really weird. We get a lot of people that just kind of look at us like, "Oh, wow, that's pretty cool." But the problem is, the number one contributor for us is that night golf is so brand new that people around the country are just like, what is night golf? What is night golf? They see the concept, they look at it, they go, oh my gosh, that would be so much fun. We had 125 PGA professional players come out and try the system at a golf course in California. And to watch a professional golfer miss the ball, repeatedly miss the ball, was hilarious to watch. And the PGA tournament season started the next day, and they were, I mean, all the golfers were ribbing each other, going, "Man, we're going to beat you tomorrow. Oh, I'm going to beat you back." It was pretty fun because I utilize psychology and physiology against you as the player. And so when you go to do something at night, your senses and the way you do things during the daytime are not the same. And night golf proves that without a shadow of a doubt. And it makes it extremely challenging. But it's a blast and a half when you hit the ball and you can see that ball travel 400 yards. If you're a good player, PGA guys, they were hitting that ball over 350 yards and you can see it the entire time and then hit the ground and roll away at night. It was incredible to watch.
That's gotta be like seeing shooting stars flying all over the place.
Oh yeah, it is quite impressive.
So what's your goal? What do you want to do with it? Are you gonna just, manufacture and get it out there? What is your goal?
My goal is to find a licensee to actually license the product from me and then manufacture it. Like I said, I have 25 versions of an automated and I have 25 versions of a static system. So there is ample opportunity to have a huge marketplace in the world because there is nothing like it. Currently, I have the patent on all of them and nobody else has out there done it yet or even tried to replicate what I've done, which is pretty cool. That's why I would like to find somebody to license it, and get it off and get it out there into the world.
Well, we are going to work on someone that likes to put logos on the golf balls. I've got a conversation coming up this week to, pick the brain of a couple of guys. They do the NFL ones, but I know that they know people that do the golf ball professional logos. And we're going to see if they can't make us an introduction to get it out there. And I want to thank you for being on today. It was a pleasure to see you, always is. And anybody out there, if you want to see some of these cool new products, we list them on the Invent America radio website. So you can go and see what those glow-in-the-dark golf balls really look like. And you can see Angela's Snap and Pack as the winner of the Innovation Award last year. She is up there. And you know what? If you know somebody out there that should be going to a trade show, please have them get in touch because we are taking the list now for ASD Market Week 2026. Stick with us. We are going to be back with our VP of Buyer Relations for ASD Market Week. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is a training pull-up for little boys, and it's a great product to use. It makes it easy for the parent and the child when learning how to potty train. The coolest part about the product is that you don't have to take the child's pants all the way down every time that they need to use the restroom. You can just open this part here and the child can tinkle through here, and it makes it easy for the parent and the child. It's a great product and I cannot wait until it hits the market.
Thank you so much for being with us for this segment of Invent America. So my guest for this segment is Stephanie Beringhala. She is our VP of Buyer Relations at ASD Market Week, and there is an August show coming up here pretty darn quick. So tell our listeners about the August show. We don't do August, we do March all the time. But tell everybody, what's your focus for the August show besides the heat in Las Vegas?
We are in it. We are on show mode. We leave August 3rd. It ends on the 6th. And Rita, what you're missing are snuggles with puppies. We have a puppy pavilion for adoptions. It's also going to showcase all the new toy products that are out in the market. So same thing, a lot of entrepreneurs coming together to see how they can make a quick buck in the market that we have.
So why is ASD Market Week the best show for new products going to market?
It is the one show that is order writing where you have buyers looking to purchase and they will tell you exactly what they think about your product. It is the ultimate boot camp. I love what Ian was saying. When you're passionate and you can talk about your product face to face and feel out someone else, there's no other feeling like that, and the advantages are big. So for us, ASD, very inclusive, and it's a great way to get a pulse on your product and the potential success that it can have at market.
Well, I know when we went in 2025, there was one of our inventors there. She had her first wholesale sale ever It was wonderful. Last year, everyone who had product, everyone who had any inventory at all, sold all of it. And they were so excited. And I know so when Angela was on and all she had was a prototype, it was like, okay, now the push is on. Let's get some inventory and go back again so that we can sell our inventory. And Wendy Short, when she went the first time, and all she had was that single prototype, man, she goes back again. She has got a warehouse full of these things, and they just arrived.
Well, and it's so good. You got to toot your own horn, Rita, because what you guys do is you empower inventors to feel confident enough to get out to market. It is a very scary thing to do when you're by yourself and you maybe only have one product that you want to launch. So I think that little group that you create, it's so big, it's so bold, it excites all of our buyers because they're curious. They want to see what's coming out that they've never seen before. And then it becomes, ooh, how do I work with you? How do I help you get it licensed? Because I want to sell this thing. I see potential money in this.
You're exactly right. For those folks that are coming, we are the innovation booth that's there, and people come shopping, and you help them find out about us even before the show starts. What do you do?
So we have a lot of free marketing opportunity because again, the name of the game is you need brand exposure. You need to announce that you have this product that's going to the market. So we do everything with digital marketing campaigns that'll highlight and feature your item where you can talk about it a little bit. And that goes to our whole attendee base, whether they decide to come or not, you get in front of them. And then at show, we've got display cases. So what better way than to put it in a featured section where people are walking back and forth and buyers say, oh, this is so exciting. Where do I find it? And there's a little booth number on there that says this is where you should go. So take your time and go explore over at that booth.
Well, when buyers are going to a show, they want to see what's new. They already know what's there. They know what's in the stores that they buy for. They know how to find that stuff. They want to see the cool new stuff.
And it's what helps them compete in this market. If you don't have new, exciting, fresh inventory, how do you compete with the store that's down the street? So how you source as a buyer is incredibly important, especially right now with so many things going on with tariffs, inventory, distribution, all of that kind of stuff. So new is fresh, it's cool, and it's definitely highly sought out by our retailers.
And we are so excited that we are able to participate, put this group of inventors together because, for them, by the time they get to this point, they are in what we call the valley of despair. Because they have spent all their money and now they've got marketing to do, and marketing can be the most expensive part of the whole process. And so when they can say, okay, let's take a deep breath here and let's see if we can get to, get to the show with the inventors group. And then they can start getting then that income from the sales, but they got to start someplace. And for a lot of them, it's just, this is the turning point that helps them get to the next level.
Absolutely. And you know what, when you're at this show, how comforting is it when you find out, oh, you know what, the packaging isn't right, or I need to tweak it a little bit, and you do those small things, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, my product can now be sold. So that's where I think you just get confidence about you're protecting your money and you're making sure your product is ready to launch to an official market.
Yeah, I mean, we had a lady there last year. She had a granular deodorant, and there was a little itty bitty store on an island somewhere in the Pacific that bought all of it. And she goes, I don't care what label they put on it. They paid for all of it. They can put any label on it they want. And it was so much fun to watch her. She was so excited. And, she was one of those that sold all the inventory she had.
And it's like a demographic, right? It's a hot and sweaty type of resort place. So what a perfect product for them to tout over there.
I know. And, there were some of the guys that just had really cool products. They got a lot of really good feedback. And so we are looking forward to putting together another team of about 30 inventors in those early stages of getting, some have inventory, some do not. Some are just looking for licensing, some are looking for the feedback. So if you know anybody out there that falls into one of those categories, you have them get in touch as soon as possible. And if you know anybody out there who wants to be on the radio, it's free. Join us. It's amazing how fast a Monday rolls around, and I need a couple of new inventors to be joining us. Thanks, everyone, for joining us today. We will be back next week with more stories on getting products from mind to market. We will have new inventors and industry experts. So join us and have a wonderful week.